How's everyone doing? Oh, we have a big full room. I'm so excited. Raise your hand if you are here for the first time. Closer. Okay. I thought there was a lot. Welcome, welcome. My name is Miss Cammie. I'll be teaching this super gorgeous, fun, mostly freehand. Don't let it scare you. Clover field. Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. We're going to learn lots of fun techniques. Okay, I'm gonna teach you step by step. You can see my surface is exactly the same as yours, so I'm not cheating, okay? All the same, all right? Super fun, but you can switch this up. So if you don't want the dragonflies, I'm not gonna be offended. You want less clovers, more clovers, 4-leaf clovers, you do you, okay? You're here to enjoy yourself, okay? Remember, we move on at 60%. Anybody know what that means? What does that mean? Move on. That's right. Because will we ever reach 100%? No. This is hand painted, okay? We're used to prints that are perfect. Right off the, comes out of the printer and we look at it and the lines are perfect. This is hand painted. It's going to look it. Embrace that, okay? It won't look like mine. It won't look like your neighbor's. It'll look like yours, okay? And it should, so love it. If you need any assistance, raise your hand. There's no shame, no matter the age, okay? I have helpers on the floor. They're looking for those hands. So if you run out of a certain color of paint, if you have a drip on your canvas, if you have something go wrong, they know all the tricks. So use them, okay? I use them too, so definitely do that. We're also live, so I'm going to wave to our people at home that are joining us. Isn't that crazy? Hopefully all the equipment works tonight, okay? I need all the good vibes. All right, I think that's it. You have 2 jars of water. Try and keep one clean, okay? The purpose of clean water is so you can dilute your paint with clean water, not dirty water. That way your paint stays vibrant, okay? And we're using acrylic paint. It will need water throughout class as it gets thick and glue-like, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm going to switch my camera. Maybe not. I don't know. Sarah, come switch my camera for me. Okay, let's get our big brush. Our biggest one. Okay, this is our big flat brush. Let's get it wet. So just kind of swish it around. Pick a favorite jar of your choice. Tap off the extra water. All right, we are going to start with our fun turquoise sky. This is a night sky, but it's a bright painting because the moon is just shining bright, okay? So let's look at our plate of paint here. Lots of fun colors. We're going to work in that turquoise, okay? We want the paint closest to our moon to be our lightest. So let's get some white and some turquoise. Okay, I'm mixing very rough because I want that streaky look to happen on my canvas, okay? So look how chunky and thick it is. I'm not concerned about it being super mixed, and look how much paint I have on my brush, guys. You've got a big space to fill, so embrace it, okay? And let's start going around our big moon. Try not to get in the moon as much as you can. Otherwise, when you go to paint that yellow in the moon, you might have a green moon, okay? So here we go. First, I want you to just focus on getting that area closest to the moon. And then you can start to go a little bit faster. See how I kind of use the toe of my brush too? Okay. You can use the toe to get right up there close to it. I'm using my water anytime my paint feels super thick. Using the toe of my brush. All the way around. Okay. So when I have that, now I can kind of get a little bit faster with my brush strokes. But try to wrap your canvas as you go. What does that mean? We're doing our edges as we go. Okay? So I tell my little artist, your canvas is your present, your picture's your wrapping paper. So if you were to wrap a gift, the picture would go around, okay? So I'm a little OCD about that. You can choose not to if you're like, my canvas is not a gift, okay? No big deal. Okay, now that I have this, as I start to go around my moon and towards the edges of my canvas, I'm going to put more and more turquoise and less white so that by the time I get to the edges, I'm pretty dark in the sky, okay? So here I go. I'm going to start to blend a little darker. You can see where that light and dark start to happen. And you got to work kind of fast because acrylic paint will only blend wet into wet. Once your paint starts to dry, you won't get a blend anymore, okay? If you start going and you're like, that's too dark, I want it lighter towards the moon, put more white on your brush and just lighten it up. Embrace the streaks that happen, okay? Streaks are fun. And again, wrap your canvas as you go, okay? I'm going to keep going back between my light turquoise and my dark turquoise so that I can get a nice blended line there. A good trick whenever you're blending is don't stop moving your brush, okay? And again, that speed is going to matter. It's going to stress you out to paint fast, but it's really going to help your blending, okay? Don't worry about wrapping the very bottom of your canvas. Your grass will be there. It's very quiet. You guys are very focused. This is super stressful, right? We're all overwhelmed. The thing is, take a look at the original piece and see how much of the sky you see. Okay? Let's not stress about it. It's going to be covered up mostly, okay? So that one brush stroke that's giving you a headache right now, let it be, because by the end of class, you're going to wonder where it is. I like to add chunks of white to my brush every once in a while to really lighten up certain areas and kind of add that streakiness to it, okay? Because, you know, if you look up in the sky close to the moon, it's pretty bright. And just keep moving that brush. If you have a ton of little pockets, little portions of your canvas that aren't being filled and it's frustrating you, there's one of two problems happening. Either you don't have enough paint on your brush, or your paint is too thick. So just keep moving, keep working the paint, blend that light into dark. Leave the streaks, let them happen. Again, you can add chunks of white to your brush anytime you want to lighten any area or to just add a streaky effect. Just get white on one corner of your brush and just let that white blend in close to the moon and just create that little streaky look, which I love in the sky. It's fun to do that. All right. Don't be afraid of your paint, okay? Scoop it up if you want to. This is a big surface. And remember to use your water, okay? Your paint should be the consistency of melted ice cream all the time. And it doesn't come out of the bottle that way. So right out of the bottle, it needs water, okay? Be sure to check your edges, the top around the moon, and then the sides. Remember, don't worry about the bottom, okay? Because you're going to have grass right there. What's up, girl? Yep. Gonna hand me your plate and I'll go get it for you. Yep. There you go. Okay, I'm going to give you another couple of seconds and then we're going to move on. You'll find that I keep a pretty steady pace. That helps you also keep a steady pace. But if I'm going too fast for you, remember that you can slow down, okay? And we'll make sure you finish. I'm just going to keep a good pace, okay? Yeah. There you go. Good. Can't get to my chair. What's up? Yeah. You want to hand me your plate, honey? Autumn. Will you get her more turquoise? When you're done, give your brush a really good wash. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They'll need extra help because they're going to be a little bit behind. once you're done, make sure your brush is washed really good, okay? Give it a nice, good rinse. Pick the jar that's going to be your dirty water and try and stick with that through class. It's okay if you end up with 2 jars of dirty water. You won't get in trouble, we promise. All right, let's talk about our moon a little bit. Let's see if I can show you shadow and light. Okay? Yellow picks up weird on the TV, but can you see? It's not just a flat yellow, right? We're going to use our sponge. Okay? Yeah, we're going to do some sponge work. You can see, I wonder if some areas are darker and some are just plain white, okay? So let's get our sponge, okay? If you're painting at home, just go to the kitchen and cut up your mom's sponge. She'll love that, okay? Okay, so we're going to hold it one of 2 ways, and we're going to go back and forth, and your hands are going to get messy, and it's just fun. Don't worry about it, okay? We're going to use this sharp corner when we're going around the moon. Then we're going to pinch it like this when we're blending. If I push really hard, I'm going to get a dark shadow, and then I can do light feathering. Picture feather pressure on your cheek to kind of feather it out to lighten it, okay? So what you want to do, let's use our sharp edge first. Get some yellow on there and then some white. So make a nice light yellow, really rough. I'm actually going to go a little dark so you can see it more. Okay? So my corner just has light yellow on it, okay? Now I'm going to take the corner and I'm going to follow my moon. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to circle. Okay? And this is what I'm going to keep doing as I go out into my moon. And then I'm going to add white to my sponge and blend that white in. Okay? And just keep feathering as I go out, okay? And some parts of my moon I'm going to keep nice and dark. Others I want to lighten up with white, okay? And we're just going to keep working that all the way around. Remember, it will only blend. It will only blend if it's wet, okay? The yellow's going to show up super, super yellow on the screen. Okay? It's just super bright. Okay? It's not that bright on my surface, okay? In fact, it's kind of hard to see. I might stick darker just so you guys can see it. I'm going to do now I want some yellow more in the center, so you can just look, just start swirling around in the middle, okay? But leave sections of your paint of your moon white, okay? Let the texture of your canvas work in your favor, okay? Just keep working it. If it gets too bright for you, remember you can put white on your sponge. Okay. Remember not to do it all yellow. Leave some white spots. If you've lost white completely, put white on your sponge. Okay, and go back and find the white again, okay? I like to put that yellow edge all around my moon though, okay? Remember, if you put the same pressure around your whole moon, you're not going to have light and dark. You're just going to have yellow. Okay? So get some of that dark yellow if you need to and pull in some shadow. How we doing on our moons? Moons and clouds always stress people out. No failures, 60%. When you're done with your sponge, just set it down at your station and Natalie will collect them and go take care of them, okay? Because that's the only thing you'll need your sponge for. Nice job, ladies. Remember, use the rounded part to do your swirling and the harder edge to go around the edge. If you use the rounded part of your sponge, you'll have a better effect. Just soak them in the sink for me, okay? Remember, it's all about pressure. If I push really hard on my sponge, I'm going to get a bigger blob of paint on there. If I lightly feather out, it's going to fade a little bit more, okay? And remember, we still have dragonflies. You can put it wherever you want, right in that spot you hate. Just put a dragonfly right there, okay? There's always ways to love our art. Nice moon, Robin. It's fun, huh? Yeah. Yeah, these are my new favorite sponges. There's a lot of boy talk going on at this table, girls.
Yeah, she has a boyfriend.
Oh. Guys are throwing each other under the bus now. Again, when you're done with your sponge, just set it down and Natalie will come get it. We'll wash it up. You won't need it again. Okay, it's just for our moon. Who enjoyed the sponge? Oh, good. We got a few. We got a few that liked it. That's good. Laura likes the brush. You can't go to the. Oh. No, that looks good. You put your clovers in there, it'll look good. All right. At some point, you have to accept your moon. Okay? And the more you blend, it will just become one color. There will be no value. There will be no light and shadow. You'll just have a light yellow moon, which is not a problem, by the way. It can even be a sun in your imagination. Okay, we're going to start going to grass. We are going to use, you have a medium round brush at your station. Okay. Looks like this. This is our brush. We're going to have some fun with values tonight. Okay. Let's get our brush wet. Remember, that's always the first step. I want you to use all of your yellow. Okay? And I want you to mix some of this dark green with it. Okay? You're going to need all that yellow, though. Okay, listen real quick, guys. If you want more of a turquoise grass, you want more green, less yellow. If you want lime, you want more yellow. Either way, I want you to use all the yellow. It's just a matter of if you're putting all your green into it or not. Okay? The color that we are starting with is our darkest value of grass. That's our shadowed grass. Okay? And then we're going to lighten it with every step. But we're going to start with our darkest value. You can see it on the clover. Girls, do you see what I'm doing right here? The clover has that dark. That's the green we're starting with, okay? So, we are going to mix. We might even use all of our green, too. Just start with a little bit of green, though, because you might be surprised at how, yeah, use all your yellow. Yeah, I end up using all my green too. And it's going to dry a shade or two darker on your canvas. So keep that in mind, okay? So I used all my yellow and all my green. Okay? Now I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to mix water into that. So I'm just dipping my brush in water and mixing it into the green. You want this thinned out so that you girls are so giggly. Do you even know what I'm doing up here? Yeah. Okay, I'm serious about the amount of paint. Use it all because this is your grass, your clovers. Okay, and we're going to use that same color. We're just going to lighten it as we go. So use it all, okay? Okay. And I'm serious about thinning it out too. Get that melted ice cream, okay? It will really help you to have a thinned out paint. Grass can stress people out too, so. All right, you guys ready? Okay. Watch how I load my brush. I spin it. Okay. I try and gather my bristles that way, so I spin it. Okay. You're going to start at the base of your blade and work up. Let me show you real quick. Okay, what you're going to want to do is go like that, because in your mind that's grass. Okay, that's not how grass grows. Grass grows in a bend, and then it bends the other direction, and then it goes straight, and then it bends. Okay, that's how grass grows. So don't go like this. Okay, I want you to bend towards, that's left, and then go straight, and then bend right, and then go straight, and then bend left, and then go straight, and then bend right. Do you see how I'm doing that? That's grass, okay? You want me to just keep doing this? Okay, I'll do it one more time. Bend to your left, straight, bend to your right, straight, bend to your left, straight.
You make it sound so simple.
It's muscle memory. The only thing you're going to do different is you're going to bend, pull some up, some short. This is not a golf course, guys. It's not all the same. It's not perfectly manicured, okay? Guys ready? Maybe yours will turn out to be a golf course. Okay, here we go. We're starting from the base. All right, pay attention. Some of my grass hits my moon. That'll tell you the length you're going, okay? See how it's not all, this is not a well-manicured lawn, okay? Here we go. Make sure it's thinned out. Okay, I'm going to start at the base, right? And I'm bending. I'm bending and I'm pulling up. Okay, now I'm going to go straight. Now I'm going to bend the other direction. Okay, then I might go straight. Make sure that you're not creating that cactus look where everything has, is that what you're doing? It's hot right here. Yeah, you're gonna want all of your roots to share the same, or all your blades to share the same root. Autumn, can you bring me the remote over there? It's hot right here. This heater's on. Okay, don't do that. Okay? Make sure you're spreading them out. And it's okay if you get like, whoa, that's a big, thick blade. Okay? That's all right. Thank you. These are background blades. As we come forward with our other values, we're going to add those values. They'll skinny up our blades, okay? But you can see, look at this right here. I have like this cluster. That happens. It's okay. This is first layer, okay? We've got to think of this as layers. Make sure your base is all green though, and you don't have turquoise showing. You want that to be solid, okay? Well, down at the bottom, you don't want any turquoise showing at the bottom of your canvas. Sit back every once in a while and ask yourself if you're creating a pattern. If you're going right, right, straight, left, right, and you're doing the same thing, because we'll naturally create a pattern. It's just what our brains do. So if you have, oh, I did tall blades, but I have exactly 4 tall blades and they're exactly the same height. Okay? That's a pattern. Try not to create one. Autumn, I forgot that they're going to need some chalk. Will you pass chalk out for me? You're doing good. Keep going. If you're concerned about your edges, if you've been wrapping this whole time, make sure that you flip your canvas on its side and paint the base green, the bottom, okay? Like this. See how the bottom of mine is green? I am also, like, this is super OCD. I wrapped my grass because if I didn't, I wouldn't sleep at night, so I did. That's how my brain works. It's rough. Sorry, I totally forgot. All right, 60% on our grass. 60%. We're going to put another layer. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. Meet me over there. They need a filbert too. Sorry, I forgot all the brushes. The filbert, the tall handle one. Sorry. All right, finish up. We're gonna move on. Get your blades in there. Check your edges. Wash your brush out. All right, Miss Autumn gave you a piece of chalk. Your canvas will respond to chalk like a chalkboard will, okay? That's why we love chalk. We can wipe it off, but it will always leave a residue, just like a chalkboard, okay? So don't dig into your canvas. This is just a placement tool. So we're going to place our clovers, okay? I have 7 clovers. So I'm going to lightly sketch a circle where I want my clovers to be, just so I have that visual when I go to paint them in, okay? So, just like our grass, we don't want our clovers to all be the same height, okay? We want to give some variety. So I want you to pick your tallest clover. For me, it's right here. And it goes, I mean, we're just a couple inches, if that, from the top, okay? So you're not going to be able to see my circle probably very well because it's light. But I'm just going to give a circle, okay? I would say it's like a 2.5 inch. Yeah. And you can go outside of it. This is just a general idea of where they're going, okay? Now your grass is wet, so you don't really want to dig through your wet paint with your chalk, okay? So just kind of give a general idea. I'm going to have one right there. I'm going to have a lower one down here. Put one right here. And then I have 3. I have another tall one right here, but it's not as tall as my tallest one. Okay, I'm going to put this in so you can see exactly where mine are, because you can't see my chalk lines very well. So I'm going to hold this for just a minute. Think of this as being as wide as your clover is going to go. Okay? This isn't like the center of your clover, so don't do a little dot. Give yourself an idea of how big or round your clover is going to be. You can do 8, 10, however many. Artists like to do everything in odd numbers. It's more visually appealing, but you do what you want. Okay, we got our clovers in. All right. Now, these are going to first just stress you out, and then you're going to be like, what? I'm going to get my paper again because I think you guys really enjoyed that. Okay, we're going to use the same brush we did our grass with. And the same color. You guys ready? I'm going to show you how to paint a clover. Okay, let's see. We're going to start at the center of our clover, and we're going to press our brush out. This is light pressure, harder pressure. I just made a clover leaf, okay? Here we go. Okay. Light pressure, harder pressure. Okay? You can do a 4-leaf if you want. Okay? You can get crazy with them and be like, that one's just kind of going that way. Okay? Whatever you want to do. Okay? Those are how we're doing our clovers. And those are going to try and stay in our circle. That's why we made a circle. Okay? So here we go. Little spin here. Okay, let's start with this one.
Same green as the grass.
Same green. And you can come through. Thicken it if you want. Okay? Let your paintbrush do your work for you. Okay? If you're like, my clover leaf is tiny, I want it bigger, pull longer and press harder. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go to my second one. Some of your clovers can go off your canvas. Okay. You can go back and give it, if you want it bigger, make it bigger. Try and make them kind of look like they're going different directions too. Okay, they don't all have to be straight up and down. You might have super whimsical clovers. Try to enjoy the fun shape here. How are we doing? You have a question or need help? Okay. Autumn, When you get a second, this girl down here needs some help. Guys, your clovers are all going to look different. Okay? They should be. You shouldn't have the same clover every time your brush meets the canvas. It should be different, okay? There's no way this class is going to be done on time.
We'll show you a picture.
No, but they're going slow. Does anyone need me to show you in the screen again? No, you guys are pros? Cool, cool. Got him?
They're just catching up, so they need you to show you how.
Are you on your clovers? Okay, 1 second. Let me grab. All right, so you want to use the same brush you did for your grass. Okay. You ready? Okay, so light pressure and then start to push on your brush. Light pressure, push on your brush until you make like a heart shape. Okay? Yep, and then do it again. Okay? And then, oop. And then you do it again. Okay? And you can do, 4. You can add another one down here. Okay? It's just brush pressure, right? So lightly, then press. Lightly, then press. And you just keep doing it. Just make sure the center is that smallest point and you don't get like thick right there because that's when you lose your clover. Okay? I'll leave this here. You can practice on it if you want. What? You're losing your center.
I'm losing my clover. This one's a daisy.
That one's a daisy.
This one, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's your center.
Okay.
So sorry, I'm going to lighten that a little bit. So really light pressure so that you can keep that center. So when you go again.
So you're actually.
Okay.
Oh, see, I pressed too early.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Try. Okay, so if you're a presser, press first and then come down.
So start on the outside and come down.
Yeah. If that's
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
you like to press at first. So
Yes.
you do the opposite. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. We got our clovers in. Is anybody blown away by their clovers in a good way? Cool. I feel like I've had a successful paint class. How's your clovers, Alora?
I messed up on a couple.
Are they still wet? Can we take them off completely?
That's what abstract art is.
I think they're dry.
Still need the chocolate.
No. Yeah, you can take it. Okay, friends. How are we doing, ladies? Let's do our stems while we still have that dark color. I'm going to use my tiniest brush for my stems, okay? Tiny brush. Just like my blades of grass, I don't want to go straight up and down. I want to bend slightly. It's more natural, okay? So I'm going to give them a bend, and they're just going to get lost in the grass. But the ones that are taller, you'll be able to see that connection, and they're just not floating, okay? If you have chalk residue on your canvas, just leave it alone, and when your painting's dry, you can you can wipe it off.
Do we like make a pan? Do we think a pancake's like maybe something
Like a real?
like a pancake? Because I have nothing to do.
Oh, you want to paint?
Huh?
You want to paint?
I said, do we have any pancakes that need to be made?
Oh, you can text Emma. All right. Autumn, make sure, I forgot, they'll need just a tiny drop of phthalo green for their dragonflies. So just a teeny drop. I think they used it all. All right, guys, I want you to go back to your first clover and give it another layer of paint real quick. Green is, your first one might be more dry, so just go to the first one. Give it a quick extra layer so it's nice and covered. It'll make a difference in the shadowy portion. Autumn's going to give you a touch of phthalo green. We're going to use it for our dragonfly in a minute, okay? Okay, I'm doing another layer on my clovers real quick. It shouldn't take us too long. Here, Autumn. Yeah. They just need, like, that much. Okay. I know that's hard. So if you're, like, not going to happen, it's fine. Okay, I'm doing a quick layer. Make sure they're nice and dark. Yeah, green is tends to be one of our shy colors. So we got to make sure that shadow layer is nice and dark. If yours are already just perfectly dark for you, that's fine. I like to do another layer.
Are we putting another layer? Is that what
Yeah.
we're doing?
Yeah, I did another layer real quick on it. Why'd your mom stay? Why'd your mom stay?
Sorry, that conversation confused.
Well, if she goes early, you can go with her. Okay? No.
Those pants are really cute.
Thank you. Did you text Emma? Okay. There's stuff to do. It's just hard to do it with everybody out. There's a jug of white paint that's halfway full that you can put in the other one. Okay, I haven't washed my brush yet. I'm going to lighten my green a shade.
Don't be a pushover.
White paint, here we go.
Look at your mustache.
Okay, girls, pay attention so you know what we're doing. Okay, I'm going a shade lighter. I'm leaving the dark paint on my plate so you can see the difference of how dark I went or how light I went, I mean.
That's like a pine tree green.
Okay, so you've got the original green and then you have the shade darker, or sorry, lighter that I went, okay? So add some white until you get a little bit lighter. Okay, this is called value building. So the first layer we did is our shadow. As we build our value, we're going to be painting over our shadow, but we don't want to erase our shadow. Okay? So we're going to put a layer of grass in that's this color, but it's going to not be as many blades. Does that make sense? So that our shadow's still there, and then we're building another layer of value. Okay? Let's see if you can see. There's 3 values on these blades of grass. The lightest is almost white, okay? But this one right here is the next value. Right here you could see my shadow, my next, and then my lightest, okay? But you can still see the dark blades, okay? So we're going to build up on that. Okay, so remember how your grass grows, right? Okay, here we go. I don't want to do as many blades. Okay, sorry, there's a glare. If I do too many blades, I'll lose my shadow. Okay? I'm gonna, sorry guys, the lighting is really hard. Okay? Make sure that your brush is starting at the base of your canvas and not a little bit up. If you need to lift your canvas, do that, okay? Same thing as before. We want to pull some of our blades up a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to, you can put some in front of your clovers. That'll just push them to the background, which is fine. Okay. But that's your next layer, okay? So remember, you still want to see your shadow. Don't get rid of your shadow, okay? So you're going to do less blades. I wonder if maybe that helps a little bit. Okay, we're going to let our clovers dry before we do the next value in them, and we're going to paint dragonflies. Yay! Okay, so rinse your brush out. And we're going to use our teeny tiny brush. Miss Autumn gave you some turquoise. Or not turquoise, she gave you phthalo green. That dark green, add some turquoise to it until you get a really, really dark, a dark turquoise, okay? So it's just, you're just making a super dark turquoise for the body and the head of your dragonfly, okay? So I mixed some turquoise with phthalo green, okay? Sarah? Oh, that's, I need I need phthalo green. I don't know what I need. What's up? You need turquoise? Okay. Sarah, when you're done, there's some people this way that need it.
Who needs it? Raise your hand so you see it. Okay.
Okay, so I want about this shade, okay? Pretty dark. Or if you want a lighter dragonfly, you can do whatever you want. But the bodies of mine are pretty dark, see that? Okay, I did 2. You can do as many as you want, okay? First thing I'm going to do, guys, is the head of my dragonfly, okay? The little head of my dragonfly, okay? Now I'm going to put pressure on my brush, and then I'm going to pull away from the canvas to make the body, okay? So I press up by the head, and then I pull away so it's nice and thin. That's your littlest brush, yep. And I'm going to do one right here too. So make a little circle. If you want to start away from the body and you want to start at more of the tail, you can do that. And then press towards it, okay? So make a little head, then make a body, just light pressure on your brush. Either start with the very tip of the dragonfly and then pressure towards the head, or pressure at the head and thin out as you go. Okay, rinse out your brush and then make a light turquoise. Okay, with your white and your turquoise. This is going to be the outline of our wing. Okay, make a really light turquoise for your wing. And then water that down. The thinner it is, the easier it's going to be for you to use, okay? All right, you guys, our wings are like raindrop shapes, okay? And they don't meet together. You can see they're separate. So don't try and, it's not like a butterfly. Butterflies we try and meet. We're not trying to meet with a dragonfly, okay? So here we go. We're going to go. Okay. Okay, you can go really big on the wings. You could do really small. Just go for it. Okay, I like to put little wing details in. So I do a little extra swirly thing in there. And you can put more dragonflies in there if you want. And remember, you can always put a dragonfly somewhere that's bothering you. Yes. Then the body. Yep.
And you use the back of the brush.
I didn't, but you can if you want. Yeah. So you guys can wash those if you want. If you're like bored, you can totally wash the flats. All right. So we're looking pretty fun, you guys.
What if your wings are the wrong?
A little lopsided, uneven.
I don't know how to.
Can you take these off, Autumn?
I'm just trying.
Yeah, let Autumn try for a minute. All right, guys. We'll put in sort of like this really light layer in that wing in just a minute, but we're just going to leave them alone and we're going to work on our clovers. You have a long-handled brush. It's called a filbert. What's up? Yeah. Natalie, will you get a Laura wipe? Okay, so it's a long black handle. We don't want to get it wet. Okay, keep it dry. If you got it wet, dry it out. We're going to do dry brushing, okay? So, remember we did a value up from our grass or our shadow color. We're going to use that. Put it on half your brush. All right, I'm going to take that half and I'm going to follow the outer edge of my clovers, okay? Just really rough. I want the shadow to stay in the center, okay? So I put it on half my brush. And then I'm almost just making that heart shape. Let me find one that's not in a glare. See, that's what I'm doing. Do you see that? Corner of my brush. I'm leaving the shadow behind, okay? It's my filbert. It's loaded like this. I'm using my hand to show you, and it's just confusing you because it's so dirty. It's just loaded with half of it, okay? And I'm just following an edge and almost like making that heart shape a little bit more distinct, okay? This doesn't have to be perfect. You're just giving that next value to your clovers, okay? And again, every single clover is going to be different. Thank goodness. Okay, here's one that's out of the glare. So you can see this top one right here. You can see kind of what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay. So my shadow is staying behind. Okay. You can see it on that one up there. Sorry guys, I've tried to get rid of the light, but it's not working for me. Some of my clovers are a little wet. It's okay. It'll just blend right in with it, okay? So if you're having that, don't worry about that.
Timid girl.
Doing dragonflies when you did the dry
Mhm.
one. So how do I do it again?
So just dip half of your brush in there, and then you're just trying to follow the heart shape of your clover.
Okay.
Okay, so the center stays dark. Okay, I would start on your driest ones. Okay, and give these time to dry. It's okay if they're still wet in places. Mine were, but where it's really thick, it might lift the paint. So just be careful with that. Okay.
Okay.
They need a tiny bit of yellow. Sorry. I keep forgetting. It's been too long. Everyone. Unless they have it. For our swirlies. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. Okay. Huh?
What do we do after the dragonflies?
Okay, so you're doing your lightest value on your clovers next. So the light value you did on your grass,
Uh-huh.
wherever that is, here it is.
There.
So corner of your brush,
Okay.
and then you're just gonna go around the heart shape of your clover, kind of like that. Okay,
So kind of like your
like you're floating, but you're doing it with a dry brush. Yeah. So it kind of fades a little more.
okay.
All right. We are on the home stretch, you guys. We're going to add some little swirlies that in my mind are fireflies. I grew up in the South, so fireflies are everywhere. They're my little swirls, though. Okay. Actually, we should do our value on our grass first. Okay. Forget the swirls. I'm fine. Okay, let's go a lighter value on our grass color. But this time we want to go pretty light. Okay? So I like to bring the green into my white instead of white into green so that I can do my light value. Okay? It's really light. You can see it's almost white. Okay? Yeah, so you're going to go like that. It's picking up pretty white. This is what's on my brush. So it's just like barely a tint. Okay. Okay, remember, you can have a whiteout just like you can have a blackout. Okay. So if you put too much of the lightest value, you'll lose your blades just as much. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put some of these in, but I'm going to be much more careful to not do too many, okay? Same one I've used for my grass the whole time, that big one. Okay? Light pressure on my brush. Okay? Not using, oh, wrong color. Remember the bend of your blades, okay? So that you don't have everything's bending and then your last layer is well manicured. You don't want that, okay? So remember you're bending your blades. This isn't just white. You mix some of your grass color with it, okay? It's very light, but it's not just white, okay? Okay. Now we can do our swirlies. Miss Autumn gave you some yellow. Make a light yellow by mixing it with some white. I switched to my teeny tiny brush. And now I'm going to put my fireflies in. If you want to just do a dot, you can just do a dot instead, okay? Or you can just say there's no fireflies in my world. That's okay. Oh, let's see, where's it good? Okay, I'm going to do some swirls. I just start circling and then I close it in, okay? I'm starting out. Oh, yeah, and going in, yep. What you said, Robin, what you said. Have some of them close together, some of them far apart. Don't create a pattern if you can help it. If it makes more sense to you to start in the middle and go out, do that. Everybody just kind of has a different thought process on it, so again, you can just do a dot if you want that sort of whimsical look. I think these really give it a fun look. How we doing with our swirls? They're kind of stressful, but they're fun once you get sort of the rhythm of it. don't know if you're recording me or you, because you were really into that. All right. I'm going to wash my brush, put some white on it, and highlight my dragonflies. Teeny brush. Teeny brush, white paint. Highlight your dragonflies.
She has no idea what your name is. What? You forgot my name. I remember their name. Literally Kelsey. It's not Kelsey, it's Kelsey. Kelsey? She called you Kelsey.
Can you guys see this little puddle on my plate of super diluted white? I'm going to paint that over my dragonfly wings. And it kind of gets them a little bit murky. And so then it looks like there's
I don't even know your name, so I can't. My name is Laura.
that transparent look to it. Okay, so let me show you the original. It can't really see it actually. But it's not just straight yellow, okay? Girls, are you listening? Okay. You can't listen? Oh. Well, finish your painting. Your parents are going to be here and be like, what is going on? All right, I'm filling in the wings with some murky white just to give them a, sort of a translucent look. So you can still see the yellow behind it, but it's not as strong. If they're right over white parts of your moon, you won't really see it, but okay, we're going to do our last value on our clovers before we sign our name. Make sure your filbert brush is dry because we got it wet, remember? We washed it. So take a minute to dry it out if you can. You can clean the bathroom. You can just clean the bathroom. You could do the door, any cleanup stuff. You know what I mean? You too. Yeah. Find something. I don't know. Hey, take this stuff off and wash this for me. It doesn't get washed very often. Yeah. And like that's been there a while. Clean up down here, okay? What's up? Yeah. That's white. Hold on. Oh, I can always find a space. Dried paint. All right. Let's do our last value and sign our name. Okay, so look at the last value. Do you see how broken the brush stroke is? That's because my brush is dry. Okay, so make sure you dry it. And you see how some places I didn't go all the way around? I'm just like kissing the tops of my heart shapes. Okay? All right. Here we go. So same thing. I got a dry brush, lightest value. Okay? And then we're just going to kind of kiss the top of those, okay? Don't create your pattern, right? You want to kind of make sure they're different. Light pressure, guys, okay? Let your brush stroke break. If you get too much paint on it, wipe it on your paper towel. Oh, now everybody's home stretch. Here we go. This is the part of the painting for me that pulls it all together, because our clovers are dark for most of the painting. All right, you guys. Sign your name. Be proud of your painting. You should be. I'm going to walk around and see how everyone did. If you're like on step 3, don't worry. It's pretty normal, okay? We won't kick you out till you're all finished. Please leave your aprons here at the studio. Holler out to any of us as we're walking around and we can help you, okay? You guys did awesome. Thank you. Why? Well, oh, I have to manually.